Hello everyone! You are on the Inside Football channel. We watch football from a different angle and appreciate the number one game as much as you do. Today we are going to talk about the difficult fate of Lionel Messi. Yes, you've heard it right. Even Leo Messi sometimes has a hard time. Although it is difficult to believe given his unearthly amount of wealth. Have you ever wondered what struggles does he have to deal with when people start to recognize him? No? Then today it's time to find out about it. Get some popcorn and let's move on. How many of you would like to make tens of millions a year and be famous? Probably many, but wait a minute, don't rush. There is always the other side of the coin. Constant recognition is not just a bunch of words. Crowds of fans won't let you have a breath of fresh air on the street and will force you to take pictures or give autographs. What happens if they are rejected? Well, it will cause a massive wave of hate in social networks that will make you hide in every corner. He did want to be photographed with me. What a terrible person. One comment after another. No wonder celebrities often lurk in the streets. Remember how Cristiano Ronaldo was transformed beyond recognition and entertained a crowd disguised as a homeless man in Madrid? Despite the status of a planned action, these can often be observed among well-known people. Everyone flee from him, and one girl even refused to give her phone number. If only she knew who she refused back then. However, this applies to people who are used to public life. What about humble ones? Lionel Messi has always had a rough time facing society. He is a real introvert, and for him, cozy family leisure is more preferable compared to entertainment in clubs and public performances. Although a person who gains 21 million likes under a single photo on Instagram cannot always stay in the shadows. And now we will tell you what the most famous alien on Earth has to encounter. But first, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll check the VAR and show you at least a yellow card. Done? Let's get started then. The real disaster for Leo was a recent trip to one of the cafes in Miami with his family. As soon as he showed up after the victory at Copa America, he was immediately recognized and blocked away as if an interception plan had been introduced in the city. Just take a look at these shots. Of course, Leo was held by the bodyguards, and only with the help of their colossal efforts he managed to break free. It is not surprising that the players are always accompanied by security guards. Imagine if one of the three, Rashford, Sancho, Saka, was in his place. It is even scary to think what raged fans would do to them after the Euro 2020 final. But luckily for Messi, he now has a reputation as the Messiah, bringing the team the long-awaited trophy. But has it always been that way? Before the 2018 World Cup, Neymar, Messi and Deschamps went through some pressure due to threats from terrorists. Back in the days, all the media discussed the possibility of reprisals against football players and the coach of the future world champions. Fortunately, nothing had happened, but the very fact of such messages makes you think once again about the questionable delights of such super popularity. That is actually really creepy and incredibly scary. We can still remember the March incident from this year. After the training session, a tired Messi couldn't go home and have a rest after an exhausting day. Fans surrounded his car and continued to shoot Leo on the video. What can we say? We haven't seen such a snapped Barca captain for a long time. Why do you keep filming the same video if you have already done this many times? Do you think it's normal doing the same every time? Stop! Messi shouted to the fans angrily. And you know, it actually worked. They immediately apologized and shouted, "Sorry, Leo." Of course, when you were scolded by Messi himself, perforce, you will apologize. Especially if you are a Barcelona fan. How did the fans of the Argentina national team chase after Messi? Just look at it. This video was filmed after winning the Copa America. The fans wanted to swing Leo in their arms, but it somehow seems too unpredictable perhaps. Therefore, it is not surprising that Lionel had to break away from his pursuers and the cortege tried to help him in every way. And how many times has the internet been overloaded with the news about disappointed fans who never saw the idol? Oh, such stories are countless. Last year, the boy waited all day for Messi for him to arrive to the mandatory test for COVID. Remember? This was exactly when Leo could possibly leave Barcelona and deliberately delayed the decision. And yes, he did not show up then. The boy was very upset, and it's unlikely that he then sympathized with Lionel. Or we can still recall the story of little Murtaza Ahmadi. Do you remember who it is? You definitely saw him. This is the Afghan boy who played football in a stripped blue and white back on his body, with the number and surname of Messi. These tales spread around the world like hotcakes. Leo sent him a ball and his jersey to Afghanistan, and all the neighbors thought he had sent them money. Local authorities began to visit the poor family and threaten them in an attempt to squeeze everything out for themselves. Terrible situation, isn't it? And how must celebrities behave in such situations? Don't pay attention to the fan and become terribly arrogant? Or please them and be bad anyway? Or maybe even take the boy and his family under private protection? But there are not thousands of such people in need around the world, but millions. But you know, despite the constant incidents on and off the pitch, cute cases of noble actions often accompany Messi. For example, in November last year, a fan caught Lionel behind his car, confessed his love to him, and cheered up the Argentinian. "I love you so much, I love you more than my father," the fan said. In the course of the triumphant Copa America, Messi couldn't refuse his loyal fan Igor Magalhães. Back in 2019, he got himself tattooed with Leo celebrating his 500th career goal in El Clasico against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. You have clearly seen this photo, but here is the photo of how it looks on the back of Magalhães. When Leo saw the tattoo, he left a comic comment under the post. "Terrible tattoo," the striker joked, and then added, "I love it. I would like to see it and sign it." And you know, he kept his word. A few days later, the Argentine captain met with Igor and left an autograph on his back, which he later immortalized with another tattoo, making a caption on Instagram. "Now I can die in peace." It looks like there could be no happier Messi fan. Or wait, how can we get past this heartbreaking story when Leo recorded a video for his 100-year-old admirer in which he thanked him for his support? Since the beginning of Messi's career, grandfather Hernan Mastrangelo had registered his scored goals manually in a notebook, as he didn't believe the portals with statistics. He could not hold back his tears when he saw that all this was not in vain. And it can be understood, everyone in Hernan's place would be in the seventh heaven. Do you remember the tale of the boy whom the guards did not allow to see Messi? Leo saw the crying kid and asked the guards to let him go so that he could take a picture with him and get his autograph. This video has spread all over the world and showed Messi as a man of a great soul. Despite his busy schedule and fatigue, he is always open to football fans, especially so young ones. Messi's relationship stories with fans have always been controversial. Sometimes he tried to do what was best, but it turned out worse. Sometimes he simply could not restrain himself when they crossed the line of what was permissible and allowed himself a rude word to them. But first and foremost, let's not forget that Leo is human. Like any person, at times he can be exhausted, emotional, and have a banal lack of good mood. But do you know what makes Messi different from others? The fact that even after not a very pleasant incident near a restaurant in Miami, he still met with a crowd without any bodyguards. He came out of his villa to the fans who were there waiting for him. How can you not respect Lionel after this? As you can see, he doesn't hide behind the screen of fame. He doesn't hire an army of bodyguards and has no intention of isolating himself from society. He, like any other person, drives a car himself and comes to the training sessions. If he sees how some are trying their best for his sake, he is always ready to support, send a gift, make a special video message. But the most important thing is that he remains human. Therefore, the entire editorial staff of the Inside Football channel urge you not to forget the golden rule of morality. Treat others the way you yourself want to be treated. What do you think? Is Leo Messi behaving correctly with the people who appreciate him? And how should a famous person behave with his admirers? Write about it in the comments below, give a like to the video if you have found it useful, and subscribe to the channel so that you don't lose us in your newsfeed. It was Inside Football. We watch football from a different angle. Have a good one, and see you in a bit.